Welcome back to MPB's Boot Camp for Algebra 1. I'm so glad you came back. We only have 2 more lessons in this boot camp, so we want to make sure that we're reviewing everything and remembering what we've learned. So let's go ahead and look at Lesson 10. We're looking at statistics with one variable, and we have our standards that go along with that concept. We're looking and remembering about statistics with one variable. We had dot plots and histograms. We had box plots. We looked at their centers, their shapes, their spreads, and their outliers. So let's go ahead and look at some problems. We are staying calm because we know this. We've got this. We're almost to the end, so we've got this. Let's look at Liz. There are 3 different basketball teams that have played 5 games each. Liz wants to join the team that is scoring the most points per game so far. If she ranks each team by its mean score, which team would she join? Now, let's remember, what is mean? Our mean is our average. It's not the middle, it's the average. So our mean equals our average. To do that, I add all them up and divide by how many I have. So when we do that, you want to take team 1, add them all up and divide by 5. Add all of team 2 up, divide by 5. Add all of team 3 up and divide by 5. So if we do all that, which team is she going to join? She's going to join team 1 with a mean of 72. Good job. All right, let's look at the next one. Number of absences. The number of absences for each student in Mr. Lee's class is, and they are followed. Which box plot best represents the data? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in numerical order. Because if I don't put them in numerical order, I don't know what really is between one to the other. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've got 0, 0, 0, 0. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have 1, 2, 3 twos. 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 3. I have 1, 5. Whew, and then I have 1, 20. Okay, so now that I've put them in its place, 20 is my max. So I know that what? Which one best represents? I know that 20 could possibly be my outlier too, so it may not be my max. So let's look at these. I'm thinking that since most of my data are here, this is going to be my what? My outlier. So I'm going to say that you and you are not the answer. So now let's look at this. I need to know what my max is. Well, my max is going to be 5. Both of these are at 5. My minimum is going to be 0, obviously the same thing as quartile 1. So then I'm going to have to find my median. So let's go ahead and find that median. So I'm going to say 1 is my median, so this one is going to be my answer. Good job. Let's remember, behaviors of graphs of polynomial functions finding zeros of polynomials are still helping us when we're doing this statistics with one variable. So we're still looking at zeros and how those help us, and we're still looking at how we're going to use polynomial functions sometimes too. So here we go. Our juniors and seniors. All juniors and seniors who drive to school are required to park in student parking lot A. The transportation director tracks the number of vehicles parked in student parking lot A for a month. The results are recorded in the box plots. Which statements best represent the box plots for our juniors and our seniors? Well, let's see. More seniors have vehicles to drive than juniors. Well, I can't necessarily say that is true. We just know about the juniors and the seniors that park in the parking lot. So I can't say that this is my answer. All right, the next one says, seniors drove to school more consistently than juniors. not necessarily the consistency part that we're having to use and compare. If a vehicle were chosen at random, it would most likely be driven by a senior. Now that I can look at. So let's look at what our range of this whole thing is. So I have from about 52 to about 82, and then I have from about, let's say, 68 to about, what is that, 84? So if I wanted to say that could possibly be true, I could possibly pull a senior. So let's look at D just to double check ourselves. On any given day of the month, there were more vehicles driven by seniors than driven by juniors. Well, I don't necessarily know that's true about the day. I can only go by what the data is showing me. So what is my answer? My answer is obviously C. Good job, guys. Let's look at the next one. What is the first quartile of the data set represented by the box plot below? All right, let's go ahead and label them. So we have our min, we have our Q1, we have our median, we have our Q3, and we have our max. So what is my first quartile? Obviously, it's going to be A. Good job. Which line plot correctly displays the same information as the number set below? All right, so when I look at this, I have a whole scramble of numbers. So let's go ahead and plug them in numerical order. To me, that's the easiest way to start. So I've got 1, 2, 3 threes. Let's see, do I have a 4? Here's a 4, and here's a 4. Do I have any 5s? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have any 6s? 1, 2, 3. Let's see, what about my 7s? I have 1, 2. And do I have any 8s? 1, 2, 3. So now that we put them in numerical order, what do we see about this line plot? Let's see, 3 number 3s, so it could be A or C. So I know this one's not because I don't have any 2s, and this one's not. So then I have 2 4s. I have 2 4s on both. I have 4 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3 6s. Oh, I don't have any 6s here. So my obvious answer is letter C. We want to make sure that we look at all of our information that's represented and we can tell this is exactly what is on this graph. Good job. We are almost to the end of this boot camp, guys. I've had so much fun reviewing with you. I want you to come back for this last lesson. I know you're going to enjoy it. And as always, have a great day.